bagpipes?
I was just thinking.
I've not played the bagpipes. There is one girl in Springdale who was learning the bagpipes a while ago. I'm not sure if she still is. But there's this old Wookiee Foot song with a bagpipe solo, and I always wanted to go home and play it at some point and see if she'd get up and like do the bagpipe solo, but I'm not sure if she still does. I'll see, maybe for like Canada Day next year or
There
something.
you go.
That'd be so cool.
Giant bagpipe solo.
I saw a video there the other day with, I don't even understand what exactly it was. It was some person playing what I would describe as kind of a crazy guitar solo, but on bagpipes for a blues band. So like what Earl and Coffin do, but with bagpipes.
Yeah, I like when they take the instruments and move them into new places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do some cool stuff.
Yeah, testing kind of where
There's no rules.
No.
You know? There's a lot of rules, but no rules.
Yeah. Yeah. So besides your playing of the guitar in an interesting way, you have a very interesting, like your songwriting is full of stories. You're a great storyteller.
Thank you.
How do you come about those stories, and what's your songwriting process for the lyrical side?
It's really different, I think, for every time, but for the most part, I'll come up with one-liners or lines or a verse here and there, and I'll kind of just stow it away. And then at the same time, I'll also be writing lots of chord progressions, guitars, whatever. And then eventually I'll just find two things that click, and then if I'm lucky, it'll start rolling out of me pretty quickly. I find that some of the, like, my most favorite ones to play, ones that I've written, have been, they kind of just float out in like 10 or 15 minutes, and I feel like, I think Bob Dylan said the same thing, and a lot of other songwriters say the same thing, that like the truly beautiful pieces, you feel like you didn't create yourself. They kind of just, you were the conduit for it. You were what the energy flowed through, but I feel like something else came from somewhere else, maybe. But there's some that just clicked too fast for me to think that I did it, so.
I heard a couple of people at the Canadian Folk Music Awards actually say that. Rain Hamilton said, yeah, basically the same thing. She's the vessel for the music. Yeah. Yeah. And it comes from somewhere else, which is really cool.
It goes to all the creative arts.
I think so, yeah, definitely.
You're the vessel.
Not that there's not work to it.
No.
But
when you get in that flow state of...
Yeah.
When you get in the creative brain space, it's just, it just moves so much more easily, I think.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
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 I feel like I'm probably not in the same... I sew. So it's... I don't know. But I sew from other people's patterns and things, so it's not as creative, I guess, as writing or creating something from nothing like you guys do, which is really cool.
Yeah, I don't know where it all comes from. I just think I'm really weird. I just think that...
Yeah, no,
think
I definitely think I'm just losing my mind sometimes, but...
Yeah. I'm just totally hijacking your interview here. But I want to see if Christian can relate to this. It's sometimes it's like the urge to create. If you're not creating, you're not well. Like I just don't. I feel
Absolutely.
like I can go so long doing things that are not creative. Like and then but if I go too long,
it'll strike me.
It's like I'm not well. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to. It's like
Absolutely,
it's actually.
You feel actually sick?
I just don't, I don't know if it's mentally not well, but I think that's when I would get sick.
Yeah.
I get down, it's just the creative urge is so strong, and I think everybody has that to a degree, but some of us are a little bit more...
Yeah. I definitely experienced the same thing through a bit of a different lens. I actually had this conversation with a friend of mine, I think, like a couple days ago, and we really got into it, but yeah, it just seems like, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not putting content out, if I'm not making something, I feel like the only thing that's gotten me through and continues to get me through life is the fact of like the art that people make that gives you those feelings. It's the stuff that we create to view the world through, to understand everything that's around us, is really the only thing that's like, that truly makes me happy or content with the time that I'm spending doing whatever. Is that you just need to be creating something. You need to be putting out these depictions of how you understand the world around you, I think, and to understand it in its own sense, even for not the sake of making money or creating something anyway, but just the fact of like, I need to get something out to make sense of what's happening around me. Otherwise, it's going to drive me insane.
Yeah, and so when you can't do that, and it's
Definitely,
inside.
it gets.
And I mean, I'm a pretty good communicator. Like I could tell you my problems. I can do all that. But to me, it's just, why not make something out of that instead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is a positive thing to do that maybe will connect me to another person, or somebody else will say, oh, I totally get that. This is how I feel. Maybe I'm normal after all. Maybe there's more people like, so it's a connection thing as well. So I could just cry and rant and wallow, or I could create something out of
push it and build something.
The emotion that So
I
that's me.
find, especially for the sake of both my health and mental health, that I go through phases of I'll be in a more depressive episode or I'll be more manic. But it always seems like at the tail end of the more depressive weeks, months, whatever, that at the very end of that, when it's starting to come out, that rush comes and I need to make something, and I'll write 10, 20 songs. I feel the need to make a video. When we were in Halifax, and I called you to my hotel room because I needed to make this video.
Now.
That was that. It was like, I need to do this now, or I'm going to be sick. Like,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're weird.
It's cool though. I'm like peeking into your guys' brains.
It's a good weird. The arts are what, even if you're not making it, I mean, I'm not a musician. But I mean, I can't even imagine a world without music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because sometimes sometimes it's not even creating, it's appreciating. Well, it actually rhymes, leave it alone. But, like, putting on Christian's music, and I listen to it, and I'm like, oh, that's such a good lyric. And then I could, in the back, I mean, my whole book that's coming out in February or March, whenever it comes out, I started writing that because of an Ian Foster song that was in my brain, and I kept feeling this marching beat that the calendar is the song, and it just inspired this whole thing, and I listened to it for over and over on a loop. It was on a CD, which I wore out writing the draft of that book. Now, finding the link between that song and the book now, as it is in its current iteration, might be difficult.
I find that a lot. I'll definitely get inspiration from something, and
it was where it came from, in a sense.
There, there's a bit of that, that quotation side of it in a way that starts something, and then you grow it out and you expand, and it's completely different at the end. But that little spark was maybe that little idea.
And I still think even you would get a connection, even if it's not a direct one. You'd say, "Oh, I could totally see though that song would make you want to." Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting. The arts is I don't know.
I'm not sure if it's been more recently that I need it more, or I'm just noticing it. But just the fact of seeing art and seeing the depictions that people make of the world around them and how they choose to make sense of it is so beautiful that I follow a lot of like art subreddits and blogs, and there's some photos you scroll past and that's nice, and there's one photo you might see and you just feel it in your stomach. Like, what causes that is what I'm wondering. Like, what's happening in my brain? This one piece that someone else made connects with me so deeply that I understand something that you can't communicate through just telling me about it. Right?
And then I will go through the same and not see that in that photo, but
exactly,
see it in something
in a
else.
One.
Which is why I always tell artists, because people say, "Well, I didn't sell this," or "I thought this was a really good painting, but that one sold," or it's because doesn't mean your art's not good. It's just that whatever resonates with a person, and that's a very personal thing.
Absolutely.
The piece that you'd buy is not what I'm going to buy, and so. But then every now and then somebody will create something that resonates with a whole bunch of people, and that's common in music, right? And books, I guess, too.
Yeah.
But not, visual art's a little different because you make one piece. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how we.
Yes.
So you have a guitar coming. That's something that's upcoming. What else are you up to? You have coming up in the next little while.
We have a new album coming out March, April-ish. April, yeah. That's gonna be fun. And then I also have like loads of stuff ready for a new one, so I'm well set now. When I first started, I was really concerned that I would be putting out stuff and I wouldn't have the time to write. But now I'm at a point where I think I have enough stuff that I have like a good enough backlog that I can comfortably create and pick and choose from different pieces. So
that's pretty cool.
That's definitely cool. And and then one more semester now, and then before we head off on the Via Rail.
Yeah.
which I'm super, super stoked for.
Yeah.
We sent out the application a little while ago, not really, I was like, not really expecting, but hoping very hard. And they got back to us with some dates, and yeah, I'm going to get on a train and go. I'm really excited just to go through the Rockies, like, anyway.
Oh,
I'm
man.
stoked to be on
Yeah.
this.
Okay, back up a little bit. You're going on a tour on a train?
So the V-Rail has a program that started with, oh my gosh, who was it? I forget. Anyways, they're a really great band out of, can't recall. Anywho, they offer this program where they will pay your room and board and your transportation on the V-Rail from Halifax to Montreal and then from Toronto to Vancouver. They'll pay your way, they'll feed you. You just got to play sets on the train. So I'm super.
That's so cool.
I'm beyond stoked because
Going all the way
to
to
play across
Vancouver.
Canada, to go on the train anyway. I gotta find a good camera to go through the Rockies because I'm gonna be dying. I'm gonna be crying.
Yeah.
I was so excited for
And
you.
then I'm gonna hop off in Vancouver, and yeah,
That is a dream.
it is. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
wow.
it's absolutely. I was talking to someone else about this the other day that like some of the stuff that I'm like just coming to terms with in my head of like, yeah, this is just what I'm doing. At the same time, like if he told me like 3 years ago that I'd be doing, I'd be like,
Yeah.
probably crying or telling you you're lying to me.
I think we sat down at the EC Maze like the night or the morning after we filmed that video for Holy Crosses.
Yeah.
And basically, didn't we just lay down like, okay, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year dreams?
Yeah. I think
And we're
so.
making the 1 year happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool.
Now that the 1 year
Yeah.
has happened, you know the rest can.
Well,
Yeah.
Right? You've got evidence now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right?
We'll have to sit down again. I think
Yeah,
the creative
I think-
juices are just going at the EC Maze. So
Also true, yeah. Definitely being around that space, yeah.
yeah,
absolutely.
it's like anything is possible. We can do everything.
But the thing is that, yeah, if I could just be in a space where I can keep up that ideology the whole time, I think that anything will be possible. I feel like if you're in that headspace and you don't give yourself... This is my philosophy, is that if I don't give myself the option to fail, if I only set myself up that I have no other choice but to keep working at what I want to do, therefore I gotta at least get somewhere with it, right? Like...
That's true.
If you,
yeah.
that might not be the best course of action for everything in your life, but
But just prepare and expect for the positives. And
yeah,
don't-
always plan yourself around what you have enough faith that you can do, but keep pushing, yeah, and just don't give yourself the option of giving up or cutting back or so on and so
No
forth.
plan B.
Yeah, always have like a plan B, but still keep the plan B pointed at plan A.
yeah, yeah. So that's cool. And you're doing a little drive on the way back. Hopefully?
Yeah, we're gonna pick up a car somehow, and then hopefully tour the way back.
Yeah.
And then get off in Halifax. And if I'm lucky, well, I'd say pretty reasonably that whatever car we pick up in Vancouver I can sell for like the same in Halifax because the roads are so much nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't
The car won't
deteriorate
be
by the
falling
salt in the
apart.
same way. Yeah. Which would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great.
And then that'll be a summer well done,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. I think you'll round off in the middle of June.
Yep. And I'll be back here for like summer job season and hopefully be back around
Boring.
Central and just... Yeah.
Boring after going all the way across
It
the
will
country on
be
a train.
boring but relaxing, I think. I think it'll be nice to have a little summer job, just filling out daily goals and doing
Yeah.
little bits of work.
Yeah.
There's definitely something nice to just, putting your head down and working away for a little bit and just not really having much else to be at. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a very fun summer, I think, between, the excitement of that and then being able to come back and really kind of revel in all of it, I guess, once it's done.
Probably write more. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see.
there's gonna be a lot of travel songs coming out on this train. I
bet.
think when I'm broke down somewhere in the car in the middle of Winnipeg, and I'm gonna.
There's a song. There's a song in
Definitely.
that.
Oh, sure. You have what is the lyric from?
Back
Golf?
in Montreal.
Yeah.
Broke down in Winnipeg. Yeah.
Yeah, broke down in Winnipeg. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then you can't write that
broke
again.
that. I don't know. I'll
Broke down in Winnipeg again.
I'll have to break down somewhere else.
Yeah.
Still in Kitchener or something.
Well, I think I've run out of questions, and it's fun talking to you. Anyway,
Yeah,
so.
that's been great.
But we are gonna throw to the song, which is our intro and outro music, which is Will
We should mention, we should talk about the Christian's on
Yeah.
every show.
Yeah, Christian's our soundtrack for all
Cool.
of Bridges.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have not heard the song that I can I don't know. I guess
All the
I have
way?
because I listen to all the kind of music. But